we are back in the middle of quarantine. What day is the quarantine that we're in right now?
It feels like 436.
Or that joke about being married. Tell that joke about we've been married for 10 years, but...
It feels like 5 minutes, darling. Under the water!
Feels like 5 minutes under the water. Okay, so a lot's happening. First of all, we should probably talk about our kids.
Yes.
I think they went to bed last night at midnight or quarter to midnight.
I don't even know anymore.
I do know that our 3-year-old woke up at noon. With me.
Yeah, exactly.
I slept till like 11:57. Felt great.
I like how you say 11:57 so it doesn't sound like noon.
I know, I just got it under. It's like you're not a drug addict if you get up by... You're not a complete drug addict if you get up before noon. You can go, wow, this is already a good day.
Yes.
Most of it's over, but the rest of it's going to be good. And I'm really tackling this drug addiction. So yeah, our 3-year-old, I was amazed she went back to sleep because I was I was praying. It's never happened before, I don't think.
No.
Where she comes into our room.
No, once she's awake, she's awake.
She's awake. And so she came in the room this time.
At 9.
Yeah.
As she usually,
Yeah, she usually does. 9 and 9:30, the latest. I mean, during the quarantine.
Exactly, quarantine. Time.
Pre-quarantine, it could be what time? 8.
8, usually 8. And because usually they also go to bed earlier. Right now, it's like...
It's nuts.
It's insane. Like, this is not...
It's not good.
It's not good. It's not normal. However, I prefer that they go to bed later. So they wake up later because we go...
We go to bed late.
We go to bed late anyways.
And I do prefer it. It's just not like... We should get them back on schedule because they still be doing like homework because they still got.
Well, with me because
you're better at it.
Because when you're in charge of it, nothing happens.
She respects you.
No.
Our daughter listens to you, respects you. She doesn't listen to me as much. No, but you're on a roll. You have a system.
I have a system.
I don't want to interfere with that system.
You know what is a system?
I don't want to interfere with your system. That's why I'm letting you do it.
Okay, let me explain my system.
What is it?
Doing it. that's the whole system. Sitting down.
Doing the homework.
And doing the... it's not only homework. It's the homeschooling.
Yeah, homeschooling.
Yeah. Part. Like, we have everything. And our teacher is so good.
She's great.
She's so good. That she
very nice.
Literally... made this schedule of how things have to be taught.
It's easy.
And even that one you don't follow because you were like skipping things. And
I just assumed you go right to the homework.
No, you don't. You have to learn.
I know. I realize it now. Week 2, I get it. You do the whole day because she's not at school.
Yeah, that's what it says, like Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. That's the whole day you have to do.
Yeah, I get it now.
Also, let me accuse you of something else that you do.
No.
You don't feed our kids. Like, if I don't feed them, you don't feed them. What the heck is that?
I give them
Schneider?
Snacks. They get snacks. They get nuts.
They have to eat meals.
They have like, hey, look, who just fed them lunch?
Oh, yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who fed them breakfast?
You did.
Yes. And who's going to feed them dinner? And who has been feeding them for the last 7 years?
You. I know. Hey, listen, I got them snacks, and I wasn't 100% sure about the whole mealtime thing. I'm just glad you're doing it. I feel really good about that. That's what we should focus on.
You're terrible.
We should focus on the good stuff, that they are getting fed once in a while. Every other meal.
Yeah.
Snacks. You've seen these kids, they don't look like they're starving.
No, they're not.
They're very
starving.
healthy.
They're healthy, thank God. Yes.
They're just doing, this transition eating. What's it called?
I think you put them on intermittent fasting or something.
Yeah. Intermittent kid fasting. Transitional eating.
Terrible.
Yeah. Hey, so...
yes. What's happening?
Well, I will tell you what's happening.
Okay.
Is that a lot of people are freaking out more. And a lot of people are saying this is BS.
Okay.
And I know I don't want to get like Twitter or YouTube to cancel this thing or to... What do they call it? Ghosting it? You know what they call it, David? Ghosting it? Canceling. Canceling.
Canceling.
It's very serious. Take it very seriously, all of you.
Taking it down.
Yeah. As false news, fake news, dangerous content label. It's like a pink thing. No, it's very serious. Take it seriously, all of you.
Yes. Well, the truth is we don't know what's going on.
No, we don't.
We really don't.
They just downgraded it in England to not as highly dangerous as they thought it was. Not highly contagious. Yesterday, they downgraded it. You didn't hear about it in the American mainstream press. But anyway, what I find more interesting is the videos.
Yes.
People like in Mexico had some good ones already. What were your favorite ones? The memes about this coronavirus already. Yeah. I like your friend...
Karen?
Karen, yeah, but your friend Andy just gave you that the funny one where she says, I have all the groceries I need for the quarantine. And it was just like a really buff guy and a...
Oh, it's my cousin.
Or your cousin?
Yeah,
okay.
My cousin.
Fair sent that to you.
Yeah, Fair sent that to me.
Yeah,
so this is all I need for my quarantine. And it's a nice picture.
Of a guy, a very ripped, muscular guy. Naked inside a shopping cart.
Yes.
That's a funny one.
That's a funny one, yes.
You know that started out in like a gay magazine or something, though.
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah.
I think someone did a really good job at photoshopping that.
I think he was really in it.
Yeah, you think so?
I think so. Cheaper.
True.
Get a naked guy in a shopping cart.
Yeah. But
what were your
imagine the risk of getting coronavirus through your anus? I mean, because
I'm convinced
he's sitting there his anus is touching that part of the cart.
Everyone listening to this podcast is already convinced that there's already been a naked homeless guy in every shopping cart. There just is. You know you're taking your life in your hands. It's like some, Middle Ages bacterium plague that's in every shopping cart. Everybody knows that going in. And then there's 3 good wheels and 1 bad wheel. You know that going in. So before you even go to grab your shopping cart, you go, I'll probably survive this,
Yes.
And then they have a stuff now. You can wipe the shop, which is
good. You know what though? And I never do it. And now
I never do because it what? It activates the bacteria.
Well, when it's wet, yes.
Yeah, when it's wet, it's like the bacteria is kind of dormant, and then you wet it with something that's supposed to kill it, and you go, "Hi, gotta dance. I'm here to play with your immune system."
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, do you remember that the other meme, the Kachina Virus?
What was that one?
It's a picture of a woman literally scratching her crotch, and it says, "Remember this picture next time you don't wipe your." Shopping cart.
And she was scratching her coochie. It's called Kachina Virus instead of...
It's called the Kachina Virus.
Instead of the coronavirus? Okay, I get it. I'm with you. My favorite joke, my favorite thing has been of all time is I love Norm. I love Norm.
He's a genius.
He's a genius, but he said the best thing the other day. He has this his talk show, which is just basically him holding a phone
on a speakerphone.
On speakerphone, yeah, and not telling the people that they're on the show while they're being on the show. That's classic Norm. And Norm said he's so funny. I was the funniest thing I heard all year. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna this coronavirus. I'm gonna change my my eating habits. No more bat. Not gonna eat bat anymore. Yeah, but it's a lot easier nowadays." Because you have the impossible bat.
I know. Oh, man. He's so funny.
God, he's just a genius.
Yeah.
Genius. So Chinese people really eat bats? Is that true? Because that just sounds racist. Even if it's true, I'm going to say it's racist.
Why is racist?
Just because it's not nice to tell people that you eat bat. Even if you eat bat. Just like Filipinos eat dog. I don't know if they do it anymore, but that was like a traditional thing. And I don't like hearing it. There's a woman I know, Filipino, a very terrific playwright, and she wrote a book about Filipinos called Dog Eater.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And she's great, but I didn't like the title just because it's why do you have to go there? Yeah. Even if it's true. It's why go there?
It's hard because it's there's a fine line between, being racist and also like certain things that are true and other things that are stereotypical. But
how about true but not nice? How about true that doesn't seem... Because here's the thing, like the one thing, like in Africa, they'll eat crickets. I'm not saying all over Africa.
In Mexico too.
They'll eat, like, I've had the Eskimoli. Nothing wrong with that. It's ant larvae, But after a few tequilas, you got to eat something. And most of it, you can't even taste it anyway.
No, it tastes like butter.
It's inside a beautiful little tortilla. and it has like butter and maybe a little olive oil, and then there's garlic, beautiful amount of garlic, and then you have it with great guacamole.
Yeah.
I would eat like the napkin if you had it, like
Yeah.
or like the beer holder or whatever the thing is, the beer cardboard. If you put enough garlic and
fry it.
guacamole and you fry it. So I don't, but there is this cultural, prejudice, I guess, about it. I mean, so like they'll never catch on in America. You're never going to get crickets or Eskimoli in America to catch on because people just don't want to eat ant larvae and crickets. It's the idea of it, because I remember a few years back, before this whole quarantine, they tried to start selling ostrich and having ostrich farms. And that was going to be the big thing because it was better for you than like cow meat.
Beef? Oh.
It's better than beef, but it was still a red meat. And so they said, and so from Australia, this will take over. We'll have it over here. It'll be fantastic. Now, people will be having ostrich burgers coming out their ass. The McDonald's will have the McOstrich burger. It never caught on. Well, I think people just didn't get into it.
Yeah.
And truthfully, the real fact of the matter is chickens. It has not been like a thing for more than like, in America, really the beginning of the 20th century, the last full one we've had. They didn't eat chickens. They just had chickens to make eggs. It wasn't like this,
thing?
80 million chickens a day in America. Bye-bye. I mean, I don't know what's happening now during this quarantine, but I do know that that's like the usual number. 80 million a day. So that's a big difference between what chicken was now.
Yeah.
And then, I think in the 1930s when they started industrialized farming of chickens. And it was a woman who started the whole thing about just getting a big giant farm, a big giant barn, and filling them with chickens and just feeding them on a mass level, and then you can make them. And that's what started the whole thing. It was a woman, her idea. I don't know, but I don't like that idea. It seems inhumane. So the idea of like a chicken supposed to be that heavy, creating this big chicken thing, it's supposed to be like, how like when I cook duck, there's not a lot of meat there.
I like when you, like how you say when I cook duck and you only done it like twice.
When I cook, when I cook duck both times.
Yes.
The 2 times I cooked duck. And first of all, in 10 years, it was 3. Let's just get that straight.
Oh, you're right.
You
like to spread it.
Every 36 months.
Like 3 years and a little bit more.
Every 36 months, you duck ingrate.
No, go ahead. Every time you cook a duck, yes.
It's not a lot of meat on
My
there.
master chef, Schneider. Yes, go ahead.
Well, every 36 months since we've been together for 10 years, I cook duck on average.
Almost 11 years.
Almost 11, yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah. So almost 11, yeah. This April 3rd will be when you moved here. Not that I keep track or anything. I remember. I love it. So, no, I just remember there's not a lot of meat on the duck because the duck's got to fly, And even chickens are supposed to fly a little bit. And now there's not supposed to be like this gigantic wing on a duck that's just like, I'm sorry, on a chicken that's just weighing them down. They can't even walk, these chickens.
I know. It's terrible.
It's not good.
No. That's why we actually reduce a lot our consumption.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce it?
Consumption. Consumption. I think in English you say consumption. You're very good, though. Your English is good. So, but speaking of furry...
All right, no, but let's go back to what you were talking about that is racist to say that in certain countries you eat certain things.
Well, it's insensitive to I think it's insensitive to bring up things that could be used against people.
But I think it depends. I
know.
I mean, in Mexico, let me tell you something. I mean, we eat pretty much everything. And the truth of the matter is, like, the poorer your country is, the more things you're going to eat. Because that's what it's available. And in America, I think there are certain things that are catching up. Like, for instance, years ago, when I moved here, almost 11 years ago, there was no such thing like bone broth.
Yeah,
it would
be
ridiculous to even think
no one would want
that someone wanted to boil a bone and eat the marrow. Right?
Yeah, and now it's like
and now it's like a new thing.
It's a health. Now it's a health thing.
It's a health trend.
Yeah,
however,
absolutely.
we've been doing that for years and years and years in Mexico because that's what if there was no meat available,
Yeah,
then
that's
then you make a soup with the bone.
I know that's what poor people did. That's what
Yeah.
like in like that's in a lot of cultures. We talked about this before, where the poor people, they get the worst cuts of meat, and so you had people in Brazil, they would get like the ears and the chicken's feet, whatever, and then they put beans in that and cook this thing, and they made that's how the national dish is feijoada, and now it's beautiful what you just made last night with some beautiful puerco.
I made a Mexican feijoada.
Yeah, Mexican feijoada. Frijoles con puerco. And it's beautiful. And it's really what makes it is the topping and the salsa and the hot stuff. It's beautiful.
Everything.
So, but anyway, but that's what poor people do because that's what they had to do. And then it becomes a popular thing. But out of, from a forced poverty standpoint, though.
But then, yes, as a country, right? As a country. It's a poverty as a country. However.
Which is the majority of the people anyway.
Yeah, but exactly. But however, this turn into dishes that then any social class can eat because they're so delicious. And
that's right, because it becomes popular outside that social strata.
Yes,
out of that.
Yeah, so I think like in America, like it's being such a wealthy country.
Yes,
right? and it's
for so long.
Yes, and
it's such a place.
truthfully,
it's
an amazing place, and it's great luck having this type of.
When the first Americans came over here, when the first people came over, was the British, and they came to this country, and then the Europeans started coming here from Spain, Portugal, from England, and then Germany. I mean, they had so much here. They were running out of trees in Europe. They were running out of food, and in America, there was just North America. They had they had so much here. Central America, South America. That's why it was like an incredible thing to steal away from the locals. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think people are getting like more and more open-minded about eating certain things.
I think so. Yeah.
That they wouldn't eat before.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you're 100% right about that bone broth.
Yeah.
Because like that's a big one. That's new. I wouldn't have done that like 10 years ago. I wouldn't have said that's an awesome. Now we do, and it's awesome. It is really good.
Yeah.
So but I can't think what's another one that was a bizarre
bats,
one.
I don't know if you can eat bat. There's not a lot of meat in there.
If you fry it, you can eat it.
Yes, I could probably.
No, but they really do. I mean, there was a picture and it looked like bats on the internet.
Oh, remember those huge? They're gigantic bats.
That's right.
If you Google Australian giant bats, they literally look like a small kid.
No,
size. That's insane. Like if I see one of those, I just have a heart attack or facial paralysis right there. Like,
when I was in Indonesia, it's a big fruit bat, and they're gigantic, and they're very, they seem pretty docile unless the guy who was holding it that I was with was drugging it.
They look very nice.
But it did look like Count Dracula, for sure.
Insane. Have you ever seen one of those, David? Oh my God.
They're huge. We'll show a picture.
Huge.
David, you put a picture up?
Yes, you're going to show one.
Well, we'll put it up.
Yeah, we'll put it up. But I'm just going to see it to scare myself again.
Yeah, they're pretty huge. They definitely look like the Count Dracula of mammals that can fly.
It's insane.
Bats are the only.
It is like Count Dracula. Look at this, David.
Bats are the only animal that can.
Look at that.
The only mammal that can fly. Right?
This is ridiculous.
Let me see.
If you see one of those.
Yeah, it looks like there's a dude.
It looks like it's Halloween.
It's like a dude upside down there. Looks like it's wow.
Yeah, that's insane. I would die. Like seriously, that would be so scary.
See, this is Indonesia or Thailand.
Well, whatever it is.
That is really freaky. Can we zoom in on this? Can we get it close?
I don't think we can get
We'll put it in.
We'll put the picture. It is just horrible.
He's got bananas in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not take
How do you know those are bananas and no fingers?
They look bigger than a finger.
Yeah?
Yeah. He looks like a dog. Doesn't he? He looks like a dog for Halloween.
I don't know. Hey, but
a dog in a Dracula cape.
Right.
He looks like a dog in a Dracula cape eating bananas.
Look at this.
He's a fruit bat. What else do you expect him to eat?
Hopefully he doesn't change his eating habits.
Those are scary though, like the blood-sucking bats or the small ones.
And suddenly goes like, you know what? I feel like meat.
I think they have those in Texas. Oh yeah.
Meat.
Thank God he's a fruit eater.
Yes. Hey, speaking of animals,
Whoa,
hold on.
gosh, here we go.
We watched that crazy documentary.
Oh, yeah.
The Tiger King? Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
is that the name? The Tiger
Yeah,
King?
I'm sure every podcast must be talking about that now. What did you think about that? First of all, I will tell you that like it was so incredible. Like when he broke into music videos,
That was the best part.
I mean, you couldn't believe it. And then
Yes.
it was cringingly bad, though. I mean, cringingly wonderful.
It got really dark.
Like when
we
his
didn't enjoy
when
it.
his 19-year-old husband, who was really straight, that was a drug addict, that he was forced to, basically
Not
by
forced.
by circumstances, made him be with this creepy guy, and then the guy committed suicide. That was the worst part.
It was. I thought it was very entertaining and it was very funny. And
Till that point.
It got really dark and we were like.
And when he was singing at his funeral,
that was horrible.
yeah, just really getting into it, like really performing the song, like it's like just
It's narcissism right there, like
insane.
pure
Pure
narcissism.
narcissism, but also just insanity. No taste. There's narcissists that have decent taste.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, I don't know. I'm just hoping that he's a special.
What else is fun to watch? We watched
That
that.
was good.
It was entertaining. We
That
finished Narcos 2.
That was ridiculously good.
Narcos 2 is
Narcos 2,
amazing.
Mexico.
Mexico.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, you saw season 1 too. And then
Yeah, I mean-
you saw them back to back.
This is all pre-quarantine stuff.
Yes.
What we have?
No, we were already like the beginning. You watched season 2 at the beginning of the quarantine.
Okay.
I think that's one of the best shows
Yeah.
available right now. Narcos, Mexico.
Yeah. I just remember. It's like just seems like yesterday that Diego
Luna.
was in that movie. Y tu madre también.
Oh yeah, y tu mamá también.
Y tu mamá también. That was such a good, fun movie. But do Mexicans like the movie as much as Americans, or no? That's a good movie.
Yeah. No, that was a great movie.
Really funny.
Rudo y Cursi.
Rudo de Course is even funnier.
Rudo y Cursi is funny as
It's so
hell.
funny.
Yes. But they both, like Gael Garcia and Diego Luna, are amazing actors.
Yeah.
Every single
To
actor.
do comedy and to do
Yes.
to do comedy. Not a lot of dramatic actors do comedy, but
Yeah,
those
that's
guys
true.
are naturally hilarious.
Yeah, they are.
That's why I'd
Yeah.
like to see them do more comedies.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
that's true.
But there's not as much work if you're doing comedies, truthfully.
No?
No.
Well, Gael has this show, Mozart in the Jungle.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it.
You
love it.
have to watch a little bit more because he makes the whole show fantastic.
I'm sure he's amazing. I just couldn't get
hysterical.
into it.
He's really funny. But anyways, every single actor in that show,
Yeah.
Narcos,
It's amazing.
is amazing.
They look like the real people.
Not
Like
only
just,
that,
you just believe them, but they just have a face like the guy playing Neto.
yeah. Oh yeah.
The face on that dude,
Mhm.
it's unbelievable. Just
I
like
know.
it's like
The other guy, the guy who plays Rafa
Oh, yeah.
Quintero.
you just believe him as that guy.
Oh my
That's
God.
what I love about
Everyone,
that. You believe that guy really is like a guy who's like a genius at growing marijuana
yes,
in the desert.
yes.
That was it's instant. It's like that. You have people. That's why casting is so important.
Mhm.
And you want a guy that you just believe instantaneously, and you never
Yes.
doubt that that's the guy. And that the guy played. Who's that actor who played Rafa?
Let me see.
Man, they were all great.
They're all great.
If you haven't seen Narcos,
And you know what else I
Mexico.
love? The
that got a little dark towards the end.
I mean,
I'm just talking about
obviously because
I'm talking about the real story got a
we're-
little dark
yeah,
towards the
exactly.
end.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about bad people.
Felix
This-
Giardo.
Yeah, these are real bad people.
Yeah.
And what I like
You couldn't
about
write
this
that
show-
story. If you try to write that story, which they did write the story, but I mean, like, you go, like, it was based on reality. You're like, God, there's some of the worst behavior you've ever seen. It's like that.
Oh, yeah.
Game of Thrones has nothing on that one as far as deviousness and
Yeah.
ugliness and brutality and
Tenoch Huerta.
yeah, I knew it. Tenoch, some of his best work.
No, everyone is just
Tenoch Huerta.
ridiculously good.
Increíble.
Yes.
Maestro.
And I mean, and that's a tough job because these shows are about bad people doing bad things.
And
but-
still
but-
got to root for them.
But
somebody.
you, still,
You have to kind of
you
get
still see
behind
the,
somebody.
The humanity of
like
each
a
of
guy
them.
like Diego Luna. No matter what he's doing,
I
you hope he
know.
gets away with it. That's an interesting thing.
Mhm, yes.
That was kind of like the thing. Kevin Spacey pre-gay molestation
Scandal?
charges. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-gay harassment charges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you rooted for him on that
Oh yeah,
show.
and House of Cards.
House of Cards is
I
like you want him to
know.
get away with murder. Like,
know.
God, I hope he doesn't get caught after killing that dude in the car. Hope he's all right. Hope everything works out for that murderer. Yeah, but you do have to kind of, at least you have to get, and understand it. But that's the thing about that show we saw, though,
The
Tiger King. There's not one person that you like in that.
No.
There's not, nobody's like, you go, oh, that's a good dude.
Yeah.
Except maybe the guy without legs.
Yeah.
The guy who lost his legs, not eaten by tigers. As soon as you see him, the guy with no legs. Oh, the tigers ate his legs.
Yes.
Some motorcycle accident. He just happened to be.
Was it zip
He's
lining?
missing. He's zip lining. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He was zip lining. Who loses your legs zip lining?
Yeah.
But anyway.
If I was him, I would just lie and say that the lion.
Yeah, wouldn't it be a better story?
The tigers.
Because we don't have it on footage. But it's the only person in that whole thing who's like, missing limbs, and you go like, well, it had to be a tiger, and it wasn't. It was
yes.
Tiger ripped his legs off,
but also the girgirl who lost.
Filipino
her
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, she lost her arm. She went right back to work like an hour later. That's a Filipina for you.
Yeah.
That's like, I need to get back out there.
That's a tough girl.
She's tough.
And probably the only.
She was likable.
Loyal person in there.
Yeah,
too, right? But yeah, it was.
They lost the loyalty. He lost the loyalty when they found out that he was killing these tigers.
That's true.
That was the thing. That's what got him. More than attempting killing this horrible woman who was a horrible person.
Yeah.
I think he would have gotten away with that or not, 6 months. But when you kill animals, beautiful animals.
Well, these people were working there because of their love for animals.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
they weren't
crazy.
doing it for the money.
That
was the grossest thing.
Looking for someone to root for during the whole show, and I was like, God, there's no
How about
one.
the worst part for me was I couldn't watch it anymore. Was it like the Walmart dumpster food?
No. When they sell
There's
pizza.
like, if you haven't seen the show, there's like, you got to feed these tigers, and the tigers eat 70 pounds of meat a day each, up to 70 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to feed them whatever you can get, and it's expensive. So they would get the meat wherever they can get it. Road kills, that people like when there's something killed on the side of the road, the highway patrol knew to dump it over there. So there would be like, they'd have that. And then they would go to Walmart and get like the meat dumpster at Walmart.
Yes.
And then the guy was like, this is how little these guys are being paid over there. The people who worked at the Lion Park, Big Cat Safari or whatever, they, or the GW's Exotic, whatever it
Joe
was.
Exotic.
Yeah, Joe Exotic. But it was like
Zoo.
GW.
But I think that was the other guy. The guy with the guy who was open during the coronavirus outbreak.
No, that's the other guy.
But that wasn't that
That's
the
Joe
GW?
Antier or Antler or whatever.
Something like that, yes.
So, but anyway, so the people who worked there got first pick.
Yes.
Before it was given to the lions of the meat from the Walmart meat dumpster.
Yes.
That's where that's why, like, Dave, if you ever complain about any working arrangement that we've ever had, as far as you never had your first choice of meat from the Walmart meat dumpster.
From Erewhon dumpster.
I'd eat from the Erewhon dumpster, our little grocery store down the street. They've been doing great, by the way.
Yes.
No one's been sick there.
Oh, that's great.
And they're still working, and they're still keeping it open.
That's
So
good.
we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about some more memes. We'll talk about some more stuff. And then I also want to tell you where I'm not playing. All the gigs are canceled. So I want to tell you some of my dates where I will not be appearing, and we'll do that. In the meantime, where can people find you?
Oh, they can find me on Instagram at I am Patricia Maya.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I want to go there.
And you can check out also my YouTube channel for some recipes.
What is that?
Cooking channel. Woo! Easy recipes.
Easy Recipes Cooking
Yes.
Channel? Okay. And what's the exact?
As Patricia Maya Schneider. But if you go to my Instagram at I am Patricia Maya, you can click on my bio.
I am Patricia Maya. Okay, like Patricia, but Maya, M-A-Y-A.
Yes.
We're going to take a little break and be right back, and then we're going to see what happens. All right. Anyway, some of the places I will not be performing, some of the casinos. Where are some of the places I will not be performing, David? Pull up my my canceled schedule. I'll not be performing at the Orville Casino this April. This March. It's supposed to be this weekend, I think. The 27th,
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Not happening.
Why again?
I think there's a virus going on.
And that did what?
Canceled everything.
How long is it going to have? So these are the places I will not be performing. I'll not be in Perrysburg, Ohio, April 16th. I'll not be at the Gold Country Casino and Hotel in Oroville, California. I'll not be there tomorrow, Friday. I will not be at the... let me see where else I'll not be. I'm not going to be in Dubuque at the Diamond Jug Casino, April 17th. Mm-hmm. I'll not be there for 2 shows.
Okay.
I'm not going to be at the Hard Rock Casino Hotel in Sioux City, Iowa. I'll not be there April 18th, Saturday.
Okay.
I'm also not going to be in Nashville, Tennessee.
Ooh.
That one.
I wanted to go to that one.
That was going to be 2 nights, 4 shows. Not be there. Also, I'm not going to be. I am going to be if this thing calms down. I might be. I might be actually in Zany's Comedy Club in Nashville, May 29th and 30th. Maybe.
That's nice.
Maybe.
I would like to go to that one, to Nashville.
Nashville's great. It's a lot of fun.
I know.
But they just had that horrible...
tornado?
Yeah, I hope everything's okay there. That was bad. I remember this terrific comedian, Nate Bargatze. He's a great comedian. I'm sure maybe you've heard him. If you haven't, check him out. He's a terrific Nashville comedian. And his school got completely wiped out. Just completely his high school. Thank God it was at nighttime, so there was nobody there. Nobody got hurt, but it was literally like devastated. So I hope they're doing okay.
So question, because I know that when there are hurricanes, people get the notice in advance, right? David, that way you're from Florida.
Those I call those
you get to know
hurricane.
beforehand.
I call those storm pussies because they get to know ahead of time. The hurricane, they get like a 5-day heads up because they could see it out in the Gulf, and they go, and they're not sure whether it's going to build up bigger, but they can kind of get a good guess. They say it could be category 4 or 3, 2, and then and so you get like. Hurricane coming. What do you want to go work out? Let's get some lunch. Let's go to Joe's Stone Crabs. Let's take a nap. Tomorrow morning, let's decide what we want to do. And they usually say, maybe we'll just sit it out. Because most of the storms don't really hit that often. But there's a bunch, but they don't hit like the same place every year. Whereas the tornadoes, you don't really get a heads up on
I was going to ask, because I have no idea what happens with tornadoes. So you really don't know?
No.
There's nothing like...
There's no tornado. There's a tornado. You can get a tornado warning. Someone has to actually see it, right? David? Expecting the answer. This is a total hurricane pussy I'm talking to right now. He's a hurricane Florida, South Florida. I get hurricanes every couple of years to get close. Where will I also not be performing?
Well, that sucks.
Everything's canceled.
If you don't know in advance.
Everything with Adam Sandler was canceled, our gigs together. I was a surprise guest. I guess I can give that away now since they were canceled.
I don't know, hopefully.
Hopefully we'll do it again. So, but anyway, so you get a heads up in Florida, and
so tornadoes, maybe like
someone's got to, it's got to get spotted, and then they get a they can say like tornado warning.
Okay.
It's like a taquito warning, like when you're cooking taquitos and you say it's almost ready in 5 minutes. We get like a tornado warning.
Somebody smells that and it's like, wait a minute, it smells like taquito here.
It smells like taquitos. I like the taquitos, the one you've been making with sweet potatoes.
Yeah,
that's good.
Are good, huh?
The kids don't love that though.
They don't love sweet potatoes.
They don't love sweet potatoes, and also they're used to eating the pollo.
The chicken taquitos.
But
you know what though? You can make also
taquitos con pollo.
Refried beans taquitos.
That's probably good.
Really
They'll probably dig that.
Yeah, they'll like those for sure.
They haven't had that yet though, eh?
I made them before, yes.
As many times as I made duck?
Probably less times than the times that you have.
I knew it. And it's just hard, I mean, even like our kid, our 3-year-old, what's her name again? Madeline. She she doesn't like. She's basically a vegetarian.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
She's basically out of the womb.
Yeah.
She came out vegetarian.
Almost vegan. She doesn't like cheese either.
No, she's not a big cheese. I mean, for a kid, cheese is like heroin for kids.
Yeah, I know she doesn't like cheese.
Like I saw, Miranda just stealing cheese out of the refrigerator, just going in there, Yeah. I didn't even realize she can open the damn thing until recently. What?
Madeline, she used to like cheese.
She did, right? Quesadilla.
But you told her so many times
No, I said
the cheese is not good for you. That then she stopped, and it was from there when she was like, "I don't want to eat cheese."
That's a mistake. I'm sorry that I said that. You got to be careful what you tell kids.
Yeah,
because it could affect them.
I mean, because it's true.
It's true, but still,
cheese is not that good for you. Still, but you cannot tell them.
You can't. It's not nice to tell them.
It's not nice to tell them that it's going to be bad for them, because then they put that idea, and then every time they eat it, they're gonna be conditioned to it's going to be bad for me. It's making me sick, and it's a circle.
She didn't even want the cheese in her sandwich today.
Bad.
I made a mistake. She was going to recover from it. but it's one that's not a good one. I'm learning.
That's the one that is going to come out in therapy one day. Like, well, when I was a 2-year-old.
She doesn't have a problem eating pizza, right?
That's true, kind of. But have you noticed that she's also like not huge into it anymore?
Did she just run by right there?
Yes, she did. I saw her.
Does she know we're doing a podcast right now?
I think so.
It's disrespectful. So how long is this thing going to last?
What?
These kids. How long are they going to live with us?
I think they're going to live with us for many years.
I hope so.
Yes.
They better. No, how long is this whole...
Hopefully,
what's your prediction?
My prediction?
What's the over-under? What's the over-under on this thing? The over-under being over like a month. That's too long. A lot of people betting on under.
Under a month?
Like, I think another week, truthfully.
I don't think it's going to be another week. I think it's going to be a little.
I think
it's
got to be a little longer because even if it is really, even if they find out like was just released today, yesterday, from the guy that they're all studying from, what's his name? I got it here. That here's Norm Macdonald. He's I don't know the celebrity who sang "Imagine" online, so the elderly ones who are all dying, agonizing deaths can be assured by a smug celebrity that there is no heaven. God, celebrities are idiots. Shame. He doesn't even know how serious he is about stuff.
I know.
I think he's pseudo-serious on that. He doesn't like people who attack God and people's faith, which is good. I don't like that either.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just going to tell you.
Yes, you were going to tell me?
I was going to tell you something, which is probably... You should question everything I tell you people, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Please.
Everything.
Please do. That's what I do. That's how I live. Like, whatever Rob says, like, I believe only 20%, and the other 80, I just go with it, and then I just Google it.
You're a very smart woman. Okay, it says epidemiologist. I can't even say it, so
exactly.
you shouldn't listen to me.
So please don't trust him.
Epidemiologist. Epidemiologist Neil Ferguson, who created the highly cited Imperial College London coronavirus model, which has been cited by organizations like the New York Times, has been instrumental in government policy decision making, offered a massively downgraded projection of the potential death toll on Wednesday.
Okay.
Ferguson's model projected 2.2 million dead people in the United States and 500,000 in the UK from COVID-19 if no action were taken to slow the virus and blunt its curve. That's the big one you never heard before. Blunt the curve or flatten the curve. Now that's like people are going to say flatten the curve. They'll just say that like, make a left here, flatten the curve to get there quicker. I don't know. The model predicted far fewer deaths if lockdown measures such as those taken by the British and American governments were undertaken. After just one day of ordered lockdowns in the UK, Ferguson is presenting drastically downgraded estimates, crediting lockdown measures, but also revealing that far more people likely have the virus than his team figured. Ferguson explained, I should admit, we've always been sensitive in the analysis, in the modeling to a variety of levels or values to these quantities. What we've been seeing, though, in Europe in the last week or two...
I was just waiting for that. I was like, when is he going to change the accent?
Now, what we've been saying, first of all, there's a difference between someone who speaks, more of a aristocratic accent.
Is that the aristocratic accent? Is that how Prince Harry talks, probably?
Prince Harry is more like that. What we've been seeing there in Europe in the last week or two was the rate of growth of the epidemic, which was far faster than what we expected from early data in China. And so we're revising our quotes, our central best estimate of the reproduction, something more, a little bit above of the order, or a little bit above, rather, than the 2.5.
Honey, if I want to read that, I'll read it myself.
No, but now let me give you the Cockney accent, which no one would respect.
Okay.
Okay. All right, the current values are still within the wide region of values which the modelling groups we should have been looking at previously. A higher rate of transmission, the higher rate of transmission than expectedly means that more people will have the virus than previously expected. When the number of those with coronavirus is divided by the number of deaths. Therefore, the mortality rate of disease drops. I think it's pretty clear.
I'm sorry, I turned off my translator like 10 minutes ago.
I'm just basically saying that, and then it goes right to earwax of all things poses serious risk. That's why you got to believe everything you hear on the internet.
Yes.
And believe everything on this podcast. Right?
I think every person has to
You have to kind of take stuff in and realize.
use your common sense, I would say.
Yeah.
Everyone, please use your common sense. And if you don't have a common sense,
use somebody else's. Use mine.
use someone else's, but not Rob Schneider's.
All right, don't go there. Well, so the over under, you think it's going to be a couple weeks till April 1st?
I think probably a little bit more.
I think the president.
I mean,
is saying like
the school is not coming back till April 31st or something.
April 31st or 23rd.
I don't
That's
know.
tough. This homeschooling stuff is tough.
I mean, there's no April 31st, right?
No, it's April 30th.
Yeah, 30th. So
If it is April 31st, it's not coming back.
we're not going back to
We're
school.
not going back.
Ever.
If that would be cruel.
That's the date.
That would be cruel. They
That's the
said,
actual date.
April 31st, school's back in session.
Good luck, everyone.
See you nunca. See you never. But the president is saying, like, President Trump, he's the president right now, right?
Yes.
He's saying that we got to get back to work. Because it's true, at a certain point, the not being there is worse than the... I think he's quoted as saying the cure is worse than the disease. But anyway, I will say this.
What are we going to do?
How are emergency supplies holding up?
I think they are still pretty good. We're
Pretty good.
just like
We had an emergency the other night.
we're jalapeno potato chips down.
That was the best.
Yes.
Because we were having an emergency the other night.
Yes.
We were having an emergency.
Yes, we
It was
were hungry.
midnight. We just did the bicycle upstairs.
Yes.
Both of us.
Which by the way,
How great is Peloton during the quarantine?
that's the best thing. That
We did yoga last night
could have
until we
ever done.
lost.
I know
until-
you're such a lucky guy.
Why am I lucky?
Because I knew you didn't want to work out, and then I think you wished so badly that we didn't complete our workout that you turned the whole internet down with your mind. So I blame you for that.
Listen, I don't appreciate that.
No,
but
Peloton is amazing.
Peloton's great, and we could also put it on your TV. And we did last night. And got to do a yoga class, which is pretty good. We got 20 minutes of the 30 minutes in. Remarkable, which is pretty good. And the
That was
Peloton,
really
I have to admit, I was very skeptical of everything.
Yes, like you usually are.
Yeah, but the Peloton's awesome, and I don't say that lightly. And I don't own
No.
I don't own any stock in that company.
No,
But my goodness,
it's been great.
It's been great.
And we both are not fans of cycling.
I hate cycling.
Yeah, I don't
I
like
did cycling
cycling.
once in one of those cycling classes, and it was just, I hated it. I wanted
Yeah.
to throw up and pass out,
Yeah.
and I didn't enjoy it. But they have you build up to it, and now I
Yes.
feel confident. The instructors, God bless them, because the instructors on Peloton, they're literally have no one to talk to. They're looking at a board of people that are supposedly doing it. They could be being lied to, and no one's doing it. But they're looking at it, and they're just trying to keep you. And you have to talk for like a half an hour.
Yes, they do.
And they do, and they're working out.
They're working
while they're
out.
talking,
Yes.
and then they gotta do a program with it.
Yeah.
And they're super nice people.
Yes, they do a great job.
They're amazing. I like
like
that.
picking up the
There's
instructors.
an Asian dude is the nicest.
Sam Yo.
Sam Yo.
Yeah,
How
I like
nice
I
is
like
he?
this girl Jess King.
Yeah.
She's great though. She has great energy.
Yeah.
But sometimes she stops. Like she's like, yeah, like give it all, and then you're like cycling like with a lot of
she's
resistance,
not?
and then she's not. She's just like she stops and she dances a little bit. She's like, hey, we're
We're doing.
both
I
like
thought
this.
we were in this together.
Yeah.
I know.
So do
My
it.
favorite thing is to looking down the classes and seeing nobody behind them cycling. Because I think it's got to be in England, right? Peloton.
No, they have the. Well, have you seen the new classes? They have a new studio in New York, apparently.
But I thought because not a lot of the guys are talking like this. No, you're doing great. No, you just got to keep it going. In no, you got this one. No, we're doing a hill next. 10 seconds. That's the thing that gets you.
yeah.
Just Michael Yo says, no, just 30 seconds more. 30 seconds. You got this. Yeah, you can do this.
Yes.
30 seconds, 10 seconds. He just talks you into doing it.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with an Asian person like that. My mother was not that, the nice Asian like that guy is. She was nice actually in school.
Yeah.
She was a teacher. I go to my mother, Pilar, who's 91 now, and I would see her at teaching kindergarten, and she'd be so nice to those kids. She'd go, like at home, she'd been, pick that up, Robert, eat that. What are you doing, Robert? See what happens, Robert? We named the show after her. See what happens, Robert? Whereas at school, I go to watch, when I was in grammar school, I used to go to her kindergarten class after, and she'd be going, and now the story of the little wren. are you have your books in? I said, who is this woman? I don't remember that woman. How come this woman doesn't come at the house and teach?
Maybe she was like she got possessed after class.
No, she was very professional. Kids loved her.
Yeah.
I remember like every kid who was in her class for she's taught for 30 years and she would have kept going. I think they kicked her out because, so they didn't have to pay her a higher wage or whatever. But she would have kept going. And like so many kids, like literally I'd watch in my hometown of Pacifica, California, where they would, the kids would go up to her, whether at Starbucks or it's here at the grocery store. They go, hi, Mrs. Schneider. You probably don't remember me. And she goes, your name is Peter, and your mom is Mary, your dad is Bob, and you have a brother named Larry. And she goes, oh my God. She made everybody feel good. She remembered everybody,
She was a tarot reader. That's what she she knew all these things.
That kindness didn't extend its way to the house that I lived in, but no, she did. Her students loved her. Still love her.
That's nice.
So anyway, how long is this thing going to last? And what should people do? What's your recommendation for people out there? How about the cooking stuff at home and the frozen stuff? Now, you did a good breakfast. What is a good? You did a nice breakfast this morning.
I did?
Yeah, for the kids.
Oh,
Your breakfast this morning. You could recommend this.
What am I doing? Yeah.
It's a pretty simple thing for the kids at home. If you're watching this,
yes,
and you want to take something for the kids, it's a healthier snack. They like it. It works as a breakfast. It's quick. And why don't you tell people what it is?
Acai bowl.
Acai.
However, let me tell you something.
See?
That now all the places that sell acai, they ran out of acai.
So if you can get it online, you can't even get it online.
I tried to get it online.
But if you can go to Whole Foods like early in the morning, like at 7, and like because they have like seniors hours now at these grocery stores.
At what age you can go to a senior hour? I'm just wondering. Like. There's
I'm just waiting for to get shit on here.
No, I'm just asking. Jesus Christ.
No, you got to be like 65 or older.
You're paranoid.
You got to be like 10 years older than me. You have to be 65 or older to get into the.
How old are you?
56.
Okay.
So you got to be 10 years older than me. No, and then you get the seniors hours, and the seniors can go and infect themselves.
No.
As opposed to like, the young person infecting them with this really viral. They get like a nice, soft.
Like a mellow?
Like an 80-year-old like viral infection, And so people go in. So
You're
but
a terrible person.
I'm sure though, if you dress up like a senior citizen, if you just start walking kind of slow and like creaky, and have a hat and put your face down and just every once in a while just shake. Then you can go in and try to get that early morning bird acai frozen. Tell what it is. People know what acai.
It's a fruit. It's a fruit.
It's a berry.
Brazil.
Yeah.
And then it's.
Is it a berry? I don't even know. I was very confident when I said it's a berry. I hit that B pretty hard. It's a berry. It could not. It probably is not.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's frozen, so you cannot find it like in any other form.
Yeah, but it's fine
maybe
frozen.
Powder. But frozen is perfect because then you put it in the blender with
and
a little bit of
cold.
milk.
Yeah,
we use flax milk.
Flax milk or any milk you can use.
And then you put a ripe banana in there.
This makes it sweeter.
And then you can add the fruits. And at the end, you can trick your kids by telling them that it's ice cream.
Yeah,
because it's cold
and it's
beautiful.
Right.
The consistency
and you put a little
good.
Coconut on
so
there.
I like to put like coconut flakes on top and a little bit of blueberries, granola.
Oh yeah,
and I don't know, like chia seeds, whatever. But kids really like.
But we ran out of the really good granola from Arrow.
Oh yeah, the day wasn't good. It tasted like.
You do have a way of describing things. Like I remember, like somebody said to me years ago, it tastes like air, and I'm like, holy shit, it is like air. But I never would have. I couldn't have formed that. But you describe something, it tastes just. I mean, like you have a better sense of taste than I.
Of course, I mean I'm younger. I mean, these things are still kind of new.
Well, you're 30-ish
I'm halfway.
years.
I'm less than halfway there.
Yes.
So that's why it's still in the.
You can't get in the store for another 30 years.
Yes, exactly.
You another 30 years to get in. But for your relatively new taste buds,
yes,
you were able
they're
to.
still good.
Yeah,
good shape.
they're still
working.
Yeah. I've got a few that are tired, and they wake up.
They're like taking a nap.
They're
napping.
Yeah. So, and you described it perfectly. The granola tasted like what?
Like a plastic bag.
And it did taste like a plastic bag.
Yeah, it did.
Except it was granola. And it was from a plastic bag.
Yeah.
It's nuts. But all plastic leaches. That's why you're not supposed to eat stuff out of plastic.
Yeah, that's why it's good to have it in glass.
Yeah.
Like we usually buy.
But we ate this. We
our
basically
granola.
ate a plastic bag, and that's the thing. People really do eat plastic. There probably was. We did eat plastic.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was some plastic that got in there, and we ate in plastic. A lot of people eat like you read stuff and you go, God, I wish I would have never read that. Like most people eat like 2 garbage, garbage cans worth of plastic in their lifetime.
Really?
But I don't know. Somebody said that.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't even read the article. But unfortunately, I read the title.
Okay.
I said, I don't want to read that article. But I make kind of
I'm glad
makes
that
sense.
you're sharing that information.
Well, you get-
like you did read the article.
I admitted I didn't read it. I didn't want to read it. But just the idea that like these microplastics. That's why like yoga pants are great and everything. They're only popular in America, by the way.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not. When I was in Europe, no girls are wearing that. Every girl wears it here. Yoga pants.
Yeah. Because they're fashionable.
They're fashionable.
Yeah.
They tighten everything up.
Yeah.
Kind of squish things together.
Not really. I mean,
There's
I would say,
there's some asses that cannot be helped. Let's be honest.
Well, I would say like kids and leggings don't lie. So I don't think they really.
They help a little bit. There's a little bit of
probably some of them. Yeah.
There's some pressure. There's some lifting going on. There's some Spanx. Is it the modern Spanx?
Those are awesome.
Is Spanx out of business or are they still going? Tell people what Spanx are. I'm sure people know.
Spanx are like the best thing in the world.
Spanx are like making you feel like you put them underneath your clothes.
Yes. And there are Spanx for men.
Spanx for men.
Yeah. No, there are these garments that are actually really good. I wore them all the time for season 2 because when we were shooting Real Rob season 2 that you can watch on Netflix still.
Yeah. During your quarantine, check out Real Rob on Netflix.
Yeah, no, but I was just like, I gave birth.
You just gave birth.
A month and a half
before
we started
filming.
shooting.
Yeah.
So I was still having the postpartum belly.
Yeah.
And thanks to Spanx, I was able to look like more in shape.
Our sponsor today at our show is Thanks to Spanx. We're thanks
Thank you,
to Spanx.
No, I love it. And when we go out, like when you have a red carpet or something, I always put on them because they make you look better. It kind of like squeezes all the meat. It puts it in the right places.
Yeah.
So yes, I like that. You're looking for a new sponsor?
Yesterday's sponsor was, of course, Marlboro Reds.
Yeah.
If you're going to smoke hard stuff, don't cheat yourself.
But I think they denied already that they're sponsoring us. So maybe we need to find like a new sponsor.
Let me see if I got another sponsor back here.
Find a new sponsor back then.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you have a bag right there too next to it.
Wait a minute.
I think it's Swarovski.
Where?
Like a Swarovski bag.
Where is it?
Right behind you.
You're right.
Yeah.
Today's show is brought to you by Swarovski because sometimes shit that looks like diamonds can pass for diamonds. Swarovski. Mm-hmm. Because if you're Polish and you're looking for one cool name, that's the only one you get. Swarovski. Sorry.
No.
That's all I got.
That was a present, by the way.
Also, potentially, we will be. We're reaching out to Champion Spark Plugs.
Because they're dependable.
Yes, dependable Champion spark plugs. Mm-hmm. Suppose if you can take a spark plug and open up you can break a car window.
I don't even know what is that.
A spark plug?
No.
It's a thing. It's each piston has to have a spark plug in a car, so it fires each time because your pistons are firing constantly.
How?
Okay. Which is exactly how it sounds, by the way. Put your head in there and find out for yourself.
I believe you, yeah.
So it basically the
piston. I don't have to because I believe you so much.
It's a piston. It's firing. The gas goes in and explodes in this chamber. A piston. And it gets pushed, and then this thing forces, and that's how you get motion in the car. And the thing that fires it is your
dependable champion?
Your spark plug there by Champion. I'm not saying you have to go Champion, but you should go Champion. Champion spark plugs. If you want to get somewhere, you get somewhere with the Champion spark plug. That's right. So anyway, I think that's wrong, but I could be right. No, but I know the pistons do fire. But anyway, so how long is this going to last? I think I'm going to say the middle of next week, people are going to have enough of this. I think after, I think by April 2nd, we're done.
I don't know.
That's
I think it's
just
going to last a little longer, but
yeah.
But we'll see. Hopefully not.
Any other funny jokes that you remember from Karen that she sent you that your favorites for the
she
memes?
sent so many good stuff. so much.
How about those jokes though,
stuff.
where the people now? It's very popular, and every country has them now. There's a bunch of them where it's like, I love jokes like far, in the background jokes, and the foreground isn't the joke. I also like foreground jokes, and there's something in the background is just telling the story, and there's just great jokes about like a guy, let's say like there's a Scottish guy going, no, there's all these people. There's nothing there's nothing in the grocery store at all. There's nothing out there. It's all blank. Nothing there. All the shelves are empty. So I went outside, and I saw these people. They had all the stuff. They do beautiful. They had toilet paper. They had and they just gave it to me. I couldn't believe they were so nice. And I think he says that.
I asked politely.
I asked politely, and then you see like they had like toilet paper, and he's pointing, and he has like a Luger. A pistol, a German pistol. And he uses that to point out the different items. He got like toilet paper. They had like meat. You had some Parma ham. They've got butter here, and they've got like, and those are the things. But the best ones are the sexual ones, are like what's the donut one?
The donut.
Well, there's one said like this guy said the Mexican one. She said he.
She's talking. She's showing like her neighborhood, and she said like her neighborhood is very quiet and very calm.
Yeah.
And then she said, but suddenly this man came out, and he said like he would give me hand sanitizer if I let him grab my boobs, and she said so. Then he went that way, and when she points, you can see the hand sanitizer in her hand, like she's holding the bottle of hand sanitizer.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I like that.
It's the best joke. I mean, it's like good. It's the best thing to come out of this.
I like also the guy that they're asking, like, okay, we're going to give you, like 2 options. Like, A, you have to stay, you got to quarantine with your wife and children.
Yeah.
And B, and he goes, B. I like that one too.
Yeah, that guy's funny.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And I've seen that also, like they did other versions of it.
Yeah.
I saw this video about it's an older lady, and she said, we have to take this quarantine to finish all the stuff that we didn't, we started and we didn't finish.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, so I had this bottle of vodka that was unfinished, so I finished it already. I had this Valium. Then she's just talking about all the things that she finished. That's very funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a short break, and we'll come right back, and we're going to wrap this quarantini. There's already a drink called a quarantini, right?
I don't know. Is it?
We'll show you. It's 2 parts vermouth, 1 part vodka.
There's a director, right? Quentin Quarantino.
And 1 part avoiding the kids.
Mm-hmm. How to avoid your children during quarantine.
And we'll be right back with that on See What Happens. And we're back. Thank you. Please, if you've enjoyed the podcast, please leave a review and subscribe. Why not subscribe?
Yes.
Look at this. Beautiful, wonderful, talented, funny, hilarious Patricia Maya. And subscribe. Please leave a review. And
a good one, please.
A good one.
Leave a good review.
If you've enjoyed it. And so anyway, so to wrap up, to continue,
yes.
What's going to happen?
I think we're going to keep on looking at memes and
I can't
watching
wait for
fun videos.
The new one, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe we'll come up with some.
I'm going to do another cleaning tip today.
Yes,
that was
you
popular.
Should.
My last cleaning tip.
I like your cleaning tips.
I basically took a Swiffer and tied it to the bottom of, put a rubber band around the bottom of my foot and started cleaning.
Yes.
We're going to do another one today. What's this one going to be?
I think vacuuming this time.
All right, yeah, I'll do that. Okay, and so hang in there and don't get into these Twitter stuff where they're talking bad about certain celebrities and saying that they're crazy and looking at their T-shirts and saying that they must be some sort of evil devil worshippers or something.
No, use this time for good.
Use this time for good. I got to say, I've been really enjoying the kids.
Yeah.
Like Adam Sandler says, till about 9:30.
I know.
I have really. It's been beautiful. And
no, but also use this time to learn something. Like I'm doing Duolingo.
Yeah.
So there's this beautiful app that is for free.
Yeah.
You can just study a language.
Fantastic.
You can leave this quarantine with like
With en français.
exactly. Parlez français.
Parlez-vous français? Oui.
You can end up speaking a different language after
You could
this.
read some books too,
Yeah.
And those things that you've always put off. Now you got the time to do it.
So now what's your excuse?
There's
right?
no excuse. You got to make it happen.
Yeah.
Well, good. So we'll do this again. We're going to have another podcast out. We're going to try to have 2 out in the same week, so we can keep you guys in case you're stuck at home, you want to look at something. You can look at again. Please subscribe to see what happens to the podcast, and also how can people? Where do they get a hold of you, Patricia?
Yeah, follow me on Instagram at I am Patricia Maya.
And check out the cooking shows and stuff. It'd be great.
Yes.
So thanks for watching, and we'll give you all the best. And we're going to do the next one. We're going to do. Jamie's going to be on the phone safely with our social distance.
Yes. Stay safe.
Stay safe out there, and all the best to you. And join us next time, and see what happens.